All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel, guys. Today we are going to do a little bit of a breakdown of the Toronto Raptors offseason. Specifically, I want to talk about yesterday's signing of Svi Mihalik. That's probably the last time I'll say his last name in this video. I'm still trying to get it down. He is a young player, but I have to say this addition really surprised me. I was scrolling through Twitter, saw that they picked up Svi, and I'm like, what? That's kind of crazy because all offseason and the direction of where the Toronto Raptors look like they're going is it looks like they're trying to get big. It looks like they're trying to get long. And you bring in Svi, he's only 6'6", 6'7", small forward. He's not particularly good on the defensive end, which is the biggest question mark about this trade is he's not very good on defense. Career 36% three-point shooter. He got traded from Detroit to OKC at the middle of the year last year. Improved when he got traded to OKC. So according to Shams, there were several teams, there were several contenders trying to pick him up. So the fact that he actually signed with the Raptors, that the Raptors actually wanted him, mutual signing, really surprising. So my guess, I've seen a bunch of tweets saying he's going to have to compete for kind of like a late rotation spot. It was a 2-year deal with a player option. So unless he has a really good season, I bet he'll be back for a second year with Toronto next year. But if he has several contenders asking, hey, come sign with us, and he picks the Toronto Raptors, it's a little shocking. So I assume he's going to have some type of role on this roster. Now, with Pascal Siakam out for about a month or so, there's going to be plenty of opportunities for guys like Svi, guys like Yuta, a bunch of guys kind of in the later rotation to try and build their way up. Now, Svi, I don't see him getting more than 20 a night off the bench at that backup 3 position, but what's so weird is, to me, the backup 3 was Scotty Barnes. So you look at the rotation now, and it's a little congested. They've kind of got 11 guys in their top half, and so I think this makes a Goran trade all the more likely. I understand the pros to holding him out to the trade deadline. It's just typically when you have a player come out and say, like, I don't really want to be here, they're going to get traded. And I know he's tried to make amends. He made his apology, put Raptors in his Instagram bio or whatever he did. I still believe Masai is working on something to get Goran out of the team because it makes a whole bunch more sense. You can go ahead, you can put Scotty Barnes on the secondary rotation, on the bench rotation, and with Goran, it just congests it a lot with this fee pickup. It's honestly such an intriguing pickup. But altogether, looking at that trade for Kyle Lowry, picking up Dragic and picking up Precious Achiuwa. Precious Achiuwa is going to be a great backup big. I made a whole video about him a couple of days ago, and a lot of you guys agree that he could even become the Raptors starting center by the end of the season. I'm talking 2-3 years. He could be the Raptors franchise center. But hey, you never know, especially with different rotations, different matchups. I could definitely see Precious Achiuwa picking up at least a handful of starts. Here's the thing, though. Khem Birch, to me, is a very underrated center, and I think he's going to hold down the fort for most of the season. I think Khem Birch is going to have an improved three-point shot, much like Precious, but I just think Khem Birch is going to be a little too consistent, a little too reliable to have Precious steal his spot. We've also talked about Freddie Gillespie. Freddie Gillespie, he's going to get cut here, and he's going to get cut here in a couple of weeks, if not a couple of months. I bet you whenever this Goran Dragic trade happens, that's when you see the end of Freddie Gillespie. I'm still really big on the Moses Brown making his way to Toronto. I was also reading an article this morning that said the likelihood of the Raptors trading Fred VanVleet and Pascal Siakam is pretty high. I find that a little surprising. Basically, the article was saying that the Raptors still are looking for a number one option, and Fred VanVleet, Pascal Siakam are kind of the two guys who, if they don't take an ascension this next season, then you might as well try and maximize your return on investment and get rid of them for hopefully like a either proven star or a potential star. Here's the issue with that. I don't know what star they're looking for Pascal or Fred VanVleet. Fred VanVleet and Pascal Siakam, to me, are two very underrated basketball players. So unless the Raptors were to get a package like Kuminga, Moody, and Wiseman from a team like the Warriors, I highly doubt Pascal or Fred VanVleet would get traded this offseason. Outside of the sign-in trade for Kyle Lowry, they didn't really make too many moves. Obviously, you had the draft there. You got Scotty Barnes. You got Delano Banton. I think it was a really promising offseason for the Raptors, but the Svi pickup, total confusing signing. However, I like the idea of it. In college at Kansas, he put up 14 points per game. He shot almost 45% from three. So the Raptors are definitely lacking a three-point shooter, especially a volume three-point shooter. And so if Svi can come onto this team and shoot his career 36% from deep, put up at least 5 attempts per game off the bench, I think he would be pretty useful for a team like the Raptors, who just desperately right now need it. You can continue to develop your talent and just kind of see what happens by the end of the year. Maybe you're in the lottery, maybe you're in the playing game, maybe you get past the playing game. Who knows what's going to happen? But altogether, I would say the Raptors had a very solid offseason. I would definitely go ahead and put them at a B+ or an A-. They're really thinking long-term here, and you got to like the plan that Messiah has built up. So if you guys like this video, be sure to hit that like button, hit that sub button.